This video is for sewing factories that require flat seamers. We will introduce Kansai Special's flat seam sewing machine. We will explain it in detail. So I hope you will use it as a basis for your purchasing decision. This sewing machine is a versatile flat seamer. Have two types of needle gauges, 6mm and 5.2mm. This sewing machine has 6 features. Feature point 1. Differential ratio and stitch length can be adjusted without tools. The differential ratio and stitch length can be adjusted without tools, so it's very easy to use. Here is the differential ratio adjustment lever. Here is the stitch length knob screw. Feature point 2. Super differential mechanism. Our flat seamer is equipped with super differential mechanism. Common flat seamer differential ratios range from 1 to 0.7 to 1 to 1.5. Almost all sewing can be done neatly with this ratio, but in rare cases, when sewing very thin and stretchy fabrics, a reverse differential of 1 to 0.7 or more may be required. For such sewing purposes, Kansai Special has a super differential mechanism. By changing the position of the super differential lever, you can change the differential ratio from 1 to 0.5 to 1 to 1. If you turn on the super differential, you will need to readjust the stitch length knob screw and differential lever. For example, in the case of fabric like this kind of fabric is commonly used for sportswear and yoga pants. With super differential off position, the stitch length knob screw and the differential lever are at this position, and the stitch length is 15 stitches per inch. Now, we turn on the super differential mechanism to activate. When the super differential is on, the same stitches can be made by readjusting the stitch length knob and differential lever position. Feature point 3. Needle gauges can be changed at a lower cost. There are only 4 parts needed in order to change the needle gauge from 6mm to 5.2mm or vice versa. The needle holder, the carrier attached to the presser foot, needle plate and tongue of needle plate. Needle gauges can be changed at a lower cost than other companies. There is no need to replace the expensive presser foot. These conversion parts are sold separately. However, it is included in our model NFS6604GFMH-LAM-DD. XP stands for extra parts. Feature point 4. Needle size. This new model uses a number 80 needle as standard. Generally, flat seamer sewing uses number 70 to number 80 needles. We made this change for two reasons. First, it is easier to go down a size without any adjustment than it is to go up. Previous models come standard with a size 70 needle. With this situation, if you wanted to go up to a size 80 needle without any adjustments, the needle will swing sideways, which may cause damage to the looper and needle plate. Second, it is better for inexperienced operators. Flat seamer involves sewing two pieces of fabric together at the same time. So, it requires more skill than most normal apparel operation. Inexperienced operators have a tendency to pull too hard on the fabric as they are sewing. This can cause needle flagging. The larger size needle, less the amount of flagging. Feature point 5. LED light and a chest protector. All Kansai special flat seamers come with an LED light and a chest protector. The angle of illumination of the LED light can be changed. Attach the chest protector to this location. The operator sews while watching the needle drop. By leaning lightly on this protector while sewing, your line of sight becomes stable. Some people say that their upper body has become more stable, and their fatigue has been reduced. Very popular among operators. Feature point 6. Many gauge parts are included. This machine is originally set up for sportswear and yoga pants like this fabric. But many gauge parts are included to accommodate a variety of sewing tasks. It is broadly divided into 6 categories. I will explain them in order. Please keep in mind that the selection of bundled parts will vary depending on the fabric, thread, combination of each bundled parts, and location of operation, such as inseam of yoga pants or attaching sleeves. So, please use this explanation as a guideline only. Included parts first. A total of 3 sets of shoes are supplied. 1 set is attached to the presser foot, plus 2 sets in the accessory box. The shoes are the parts attached to the bottom of the presser foot, and serves to hold down the fabric and guide it. This is a set of part numbers 26656 and 26657 already installed on the presser foot. It is short and has a wing. Easy to use when sewing curved parts such as sleeve of sportswear. Set of part numbers 26643 and 26644. This is useful when sewing long straight distances, such as inseam of yoga pants. Set of part numbers 26640 and 26641. This one doesn't have wings. It is used for very thick or very thin fabric to prevent the fabric from getting caught when sewing. Included parts second. T-type auxiliary presser foot and standard strength spring is on the presser foot. An I-type and weak spring are included. When sewing thin fabrics, this reduces pressure marks left on the fabric after sewing. Third included parts. A total of 3 types of fabric guides are supplied. Standard fabric guide part number 26658 is already on the presser foot and extra 2 sets in the accessory box. Part number 26658 is used when sewing thin to medium weight fabric. Part number 26671 is used when sewing medium weight fabric. Part number 26642 is used when sewing with thick fabric. The idea of the overlap position is as shown in this diagram. During sewing, the fabric passes through the gap between this fabric guide and the presser foot. This fabric guide changes the space between the fabric that passes through the middle of the presser foot. When sewing thick materials, be sure to replace this fabric guide with part number 26-642. If you don't replace it, the fabric will get stuck here. Included parts. Fourth, this part is called a lap former that adjusts the overlap of the fabric, including one lap former attached to the main body, and 4 types in an accessory box. The lap former part number 26-670 comes installed on the sewing machine. This is a standard lap former with guide to hold up the fabric. Part number 26-651, this is a standard lap former for medium weight fabric. Part number 26-637, this is also for medium weight fabrics. Part number 26-673, this is used for thin fabrics with a lot of stretch. Part number 26-672, this is used for thick fabrics. However, the selection of those lap formers varies depending on the operator's preference. For this reason, we include a variety of lap formers. This sweatpants sample stitch is made with modification by using shoes parts number 26-640 and 26-641, fabric guide 26-642, lap former 26-672. Included parts. Fifth, a knife for cutting the fabric is attached to the presser foot of the flat seamer. This flat seamer is equipped with a 7 mm wide upper and lower knife. The thickness of the upper knife is 1.2 mm compared to the competitor's flat seamer, which is 1 mm. So, Kansai has more durable knife. The NFS6604GFMH-LAM can be used not only with the standard type knife, but also with a wide knife of 8.5 mm width. And the necessary replacement parts are included. The 8.5 mm wide knife is mainly suitable for sewing thin materials. When using a wider knife, these parts must also be replaced as a set. Otherwise, the fabric will not cut. This is the tongue attached to the needle plate. The standard attached tongue is part number 14602 for gauge width 6.0 mm and 14601 for gauge width 5.2 mm. These standard tongues are used for non-stretchable thread on the looper. Included additional tongue which is useful when using stretchable looper thread. The included tongue is 14605 for gauge width 6.0 mm and 14604 for gauge width 5.2 mm. This type of stretchable thread is mainly used to sew underwear. Finally, let's talk about the motor we will use. The sewing machine itself is made in Japan, but as of 2024, the motor can be selected from 2 manufacturers. One made in Taiwan and one made in China. This is a set of Ho Hsing Company, Limited, made in Taiwan, with a direct motor, pneumatic presser lifter, and pneumatic suction device mechanism. 110 volt or 220 volt can be selected. This motor is equipped with digital hand pulley. Air compressor equipment is required. We recommend this for factories that use multiple flat seamers. This is a set of Red Sun Company, a direct motor made in China, electric presser lift plus electric suction device mechanism. Only 220 volt can be supplied. A compressor is not required. This is recommended for small-scale factories without air compressor equipment. This concludes the introduction of NFS6604GFMH-LAM-DD. At Kansai Special, we upload detailed technical adjustment YouTube videos for customers who are new to flat seamers. It also explains how to set up the sewing machine and how to thread. Please check the link pasted in the summary section. Thank you for watching until the end.